What does this loss mean for New England?
I think it means they ain't going to the Super Bowl. I saw a New England Patriots team that got smacked around. I'm not thinking about the score. I'm thinking about the fact that they got beat up. Tennessee is one of the more physical teams in the National Football League, and they really get after it. And they went after the New England Patriots. Yes, they know they did not have Rob Gronkowski. That is true. But they absolutely beat them up. And I think that they exposed the New England Patriots to a certain degree right now. Tom Brady, 254 yards passing, relatively pedestrian. I mean, you had Edelman 104 receiving yards on 9 receptions. But in the end, where else did you get from anybody else? I mean, I'm just looking around here. Marcus Mariota was pretty decent, you know? And I'm just looking at it from the perspective that if you look at the New England Patriots losing to beating Kansas City early in this year, but still in all, Kansas City having a record that it has in the road to the Super Bowl, needing to go through Arrowhead Stadium. Look at the New England Patriots on the road this year. They have not been impressive at all. They've been really a porous road team. And so when I look at it from that perspective, along with their history and what I'm accustomed to seeing from them when they went on the road in the postseason in recent memory, I think this is something that spells doom for them. So I saw yesterday, and I'm watching Tennessee, and I'm saying, not so much Pittsburgh, but definitely Kansas City. I certainly don't see the Patriots going back to the Super Bowl.
Well, here's my question: who are the Patriots?
Yeah.
Who are they? Usually, when I talk about the Patriots, we always talk about November as the time where they kind of start separating themselves, forming an identity, and they're just a well-oiled machine. But really, I mean, Tom Brady has only thrown 1 touchdown pass in 3 games. Think about that. 1 touchdown pass in 3 games.
Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl that way.
Yeah, but wait a minute, hold on.
Off the cliff at that time? I'm just curious.
But Tom doesn't have that defense in Denver like Peyton Manning has, okay? So when I look at this Patriots team, yeah, they'll get to the playoffs. They might even have a high seed because they just feast on the AFC East, which has 3 terrible teams in that division. But again, when you look at the AFC, think about the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Steelers, who's now won 5 in a row. I mean, right now you look at the landscape of the AFC. Do we really think that the Patriots, as of right now, is going to come out of the AFC? I have a hard time thinking so.
Panic mode, Max, because it was his former coach. So the 2 bad losses were against former defensive coaches.
Panic mode because they play in the AFC East, so they have a free ticket to the playoffs every single year. But they ain't going to do much in the playoffs because they're not going to win their road games. Stephen A. pointed it out. They have 3 losses now, all on the road. And by the way, Tom Brady has a wet noodle for an arm right now. Say what it is. Let's just say what it is. They're dinking and dunking teams to death. And when they can't do that, and Damien and I were chopping it up before the show started about Gronkowski. Gronk isn't the same.
Oh, yeah,
and I'm not on the field yesterday, but not the same. So now you don't have an elite playmaking difference maker on offense. You have a quarterback who really can't throw the ball down the field very well.
Really?
You got to, yeah. You got to dig and dunk.
You're going to sit up there. There's more. He can't throw the ball down the field.
How does it look when he puts a little mustard on the?
Max. I don't see guys open.
Yeah, listen. He can't. When he tries to put mustard on the ball, it doesn't look the same. Let's be honest about this. Just be honest about it. And by the way, they can't stop the run. So what does that add up to? A free pass to the playoffs, a win at home against somebody in the first round, and a loss on the road. That's what we're looking at this year.
But there are 2 big losses. You guys are glossing over this, and I want to focus on you because you're a former Patriot, are against Vrabel and Patricia, who know this team, who know Belichick. They're from the defensive side of the ball. That doesn't mean anything to you?
Now, listen, you know, when you're a coach and you've been in the organization, you know personnel.
Yeah.
You know guys on the team. You know tendencies, what the way that Coach Belichick likes to do things and some of his thinking along those lines. But I just think it's deeper than that. I really do. I give him credit for, doing something a lot of his protégés haven't been able to do in beating Bill Belichick and the Patriots.
How's Brady's arm look to you?
It looks about the same, but I think the weapons around him, they're not creating separation. And again, Max, we talked about it before the show. Gronk is not the number 1 tight end in the league anymore. Those days have long been gone. He can't stay on the field, and even when he's playing, he's lumbering around on the field. He's not the same guy that we've been accustomed to seeing. I think those days are over with. So for the Pats right now,
yeah.
They got issues. They got major issues.
Max, to your point right now, just looking at this, season high 20 incompletions for Brady, off target on 10 of his 41 passes.
Guys, his arm isn't the same. And, I've said the cliff, and I may have been a few weeks off.
Oh,
but this happened to Peyton Manning This happened to Peyton Manning after he threw 55 touchdowns, right? Shatters the record and everything. People forget the next season he was on pace to break the 55. Is he going to throw 60 touchdowns? Peyton Manning, Marcellus and Wiley and I used to argue about this on Sports Nation. He could play till he's 45. No, he can't. Look what happened to Brett Favre. And Peyton Manning that year, I think, wound up with 39 maybe. I think Luck led the league with 40. And it happened kind of before our very eyes that season. Now, Tom Brady has defied this in the past and to this point. But if we're going to sit here and pretend that that arm looks the same to us, come on. Why is he off target so often? Look at the throws when he tried to put mustard on it yesterday. I'm not inventing this. It could be he's hurt. He's not telling anyone, but something's going on.
I'm going to move on. I'm not entertaining the Cliff subject with you. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not letting you get
We'll
away.
move on.
I'm not letting him get away with it. I'm not letting him get away. I'm not going to entertain it because we're done with that subject because it was supposed to have arrived
Well, what if
months
it's here?
ago. I want to hear it now.
What if
I
it's
want to
here?
hear it.
What
I
if
want
it's
to
here?
come talk to
Then
me
I'd be
another
right,
time.
right?
No, I don't even know you right now. Here's the deal. You lost to Jacksonville. They weren't that great of a team. You lost to Detroit. Your former defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia. You lost to Vrabel yesterday in Tennessee. But I will say this. They do have a bye week. And then after that, they got a second bye week because they play the Jets after that. After the bye week, okay? They're at the Jets, okay? Then you got Minnesota, got Miami and Pittsburgh road games. Then you got Buffalo and the Jets again. So let's understand that we're going to see the Patriots in the playoffs with at least 11 wins. At least 11 wins on the season. That's what we're going to see.
Right. The difference is, are they going to have home field advantage or are they going to have to go on the road?
They're gonna
That's
go on the road.
That's going to be the
Let's
difference.
leave it there.
So they ain't going to get to the Super Bowl this year. What we're saying is they're not getting to the Super Bowl.
I can't count them out.